2 words, Revo Fitness. Here's a few more. Simple, 24/7, reformer Pilates, body scanners, massage chairs, squat racks, free weights, pin and plate loaded equipment, no lock-in contracts, no bullshit. All of that and more from just $9.69 a week. That's surprisingly affordable. Join now at Revo Fitness Belmont or download the Revo Fitness app. RevoFitness.com.au or find the Revo Fitness app in the App Store.
Wake up.
Get to the morning every day. Every morning.
Ladies and gentlemen, Adelaide's Jody and Hazy on Nova.
Hey, so if there are some little ears around at the moment, there's a bit of a warning because what we're about to talk about as a group is pretty sensitive. So it's probably the biggest story in the country, and that is Marty Sheargold having an absolute misogynist mare in the last 24 hours. This has triggered a lot of radio trauma in people who've been through it. If you did miss it, he's teed off on the Matildas and their form in the She Believes Cup. So no one's arguing that they've played pretty badly, but there's a much bigger issue at play here, I think, at the moment. So Sheargold launched and he said that the Matildas remind him of Year 10 girls. He went on to say, oh God, the Asian Cup, which is coming up, I'd rather hammer a nail through, insert his own appendage. He then went on to say that he's got a sore back at the moment, which might explain some painkiller use. I don't know. Who knows what's going on in Marty Sheargold's life at the moment? To which he said, God, you ladies carry on. Don't start me on endometriosis. It's all made up. So I think at this point, if you can even do it, put aside the impact on women's sport and the legions of young girls who need to keep playing for their own physical and mental health. The disrespect to the Matildas and the fact that a grown man who should know better has played right into the hands of the likes of Andrew Tate, who, by becoming a pretty disgraceful role model to young men with all this sexist crap. So, as I said before, it's even bigger than that, I think. So this industry, our media industry, our radio industry, and so many other industries have been so full of these blokes for so long. Like, they've been bullying since Jesus was a boy. And they've nearly broken so many women over the journey, including me. I will disclose that. And it feels like, though, in our industry in particular, Hazy, there's been a bit of a reckoning and a clean out of the toxicity, which has been so encouraging and heartening to see. And we have had a little glimmer of hope. And I think the fact that that network took swift action against Marty Sheargold reinforced that maybe, just maybe, we can clean this shit up.
Well, that's what it feels like. If there is a silver lining from this situation,
yeah,
it is a quick, swift action. And from the stories that we hear from 10, 20, 30 years ago, just horrendous. And I know, Jodes, you lived it as well. I know the stories that you've been involved with and previous employers and situations like that. But, yeah, I feel like if there's one positive thing to take, it is really, really aggressively highlighting something like this and saying, no, that's not good enough at all. Off you trot.
The other positive to take from it is for blokes like you, and we've spoken about this bad behaviour ad nauseum and how disgusting it is and how toxic it is. But I think the good thing for you is just to reinforce that's how you don't behave. And it's been a shining light for you in terms of that's not the man you want to be. And I think the disheartening thing about this Marty Sheargold situation is not just what he said on air, but the rumours about how he treated people off air. And that's not who you want to be, and that's not how other men should aspire to be. And I think that's the deeper issue at play here.
Yeah, and we've had some robust conversations about this off air. Mm-hmm. And look, you did mention the Matildas form, and it's not up to scratch, not where they want to be, but the Matildas is more than just the international soccer side. The Matildas has created hope. Like, it has created a path. It has created belief within particularly young girls who now look at sport as an option, as a professional option. You just had to go to Adelaide Oval when they were here last year.
Yeah.
Just the sea of young girls that were there in Australian colours. Yeah. And a lot of them, because we're a mad AFL state, I feel like a lot of them didn't know what's going on.
Yeah.
But they didn't need to.
No.
Because I was looking at girls like Mary Fowler, who could sit there and be like, that is a woman that everybody could aspire to.
Yeah.
So that's why the nation is so, that's one of the reasons why the nation's so upset with these Matildas comments, because everyone has a really special connection with the Matildas.
Yeah, and I think that's spot on. And I think to belittle that side in any sense really has struck a chord with most women, because we finally looked at it and gone, especially those young girls who played sport as kids and had no one to look up to, absolutely no one. And we've been the object of ridicule for so many years. To actually have the Matildas do what they did has been like a beacon of hope. And so for Marty to sit there and just kind of dismiss them and put them down was pretty disgusting. I was watching the project last night, and Georgie Tunney, who is an outstanding broadcaster, had this to say, and I thought she summed it up really eloquently.
I'm so sick and tired of this kind of language. I'm so sick and tired of this vitriol. I'm so sick and tired of this sense of humour. And I like Marty. I know him. I've worked with him. I think that he has been an excellent broadcaster for a long time. But there will be people out there who think that he will have been hard done by with this, who laughed along with what he was saying. And to them, I just say, get a new sense of humour. Because if you are understanding and accepting the premise of his comments as humour or funny, then you are also accepting then that women's sport, the butt of the joke, again and again and again. And I would have liked to have thought that in 2025, we can finally put that to bed as something that's ridiculous. The Matildas were the most watched thing ever on Australian television. So it just gets me so angry that we have to talk about this. In saying all of that, I'm not above the Matildas being criticised.
Especially right now.
Especially right now. They're not playing well. So they're not above reproach. What they are above is disrespect.
Well said, Georgie Tunney. I thought that was outstanding last night. Producer Molly has joined us from that network, and we came into work this morning and you were sort of visibly upset and shaken by this whole situation. Tell us why.
It's going to be hard to talk about this without getting too upset, but for Marty Sheargold to have the platform that he does on a national show to say things that are untrue is really irresponsible. Endometriosis is an absolutely awful thing for any woman to go through. I personally spent a lot of time last year going to a lot of doctors and a lot of different specialists trying to work out what is happening in my body. I still don't have an answer at this point in time. On average, it takes years for women to actually be diagnosed with endometriosis. And I'm not a doctor, I'm not a medical professional, but 9 out of 10 times you need to have surgery to actually find this out. And for women, it's, invasive and it's a big decision. And to hear Marty say that it's carry on.
It's a figment of your imagination.
To say that to a staff member that had a heat pack at work in whatever capacity that may be is so disrespectful. And endometriosis isn't made up. Just ask 1 in 7 women.
Well, just ask the women that's cost them their fertility and their ability to bear children. I think you make such a valid point here, because it was such a disrespectful, flippant comment to make about something that is so real for so many women, including you. I guess the only silver lining here is that they acted really swiftly and showed him the door, because I said to you this morning, what would have been infinitely worse is that they would have swept it under the carpet, because no one wanted to see that. Someone who did work with Marty is Michelle Laurie, and she put out a bit of a rant. She had some words to say on her Instagram. She said, an Australian commercial radio network has actually parted ways with a male presenter over his toxic attitude towards women. I honestly thought I'd never live to see the day. She said, I went to my radio bosses many times over the years and the men I work with, and in the end I became unemployable in the industry. And while they just kept doling out formal warnings to the offenders and kept employing them. Is it possible the industry is actually changing? Love to all the talented and hardworking women working in radio. Keep pushing. Time for a female-led national drive show. Dare we dream?
I will say this. Strong voice.
It's really strong and really powerful. And I will say this to you, Molly. I would have hoped that by the time you came through the industry, you are significantly younger than me, that this BS would have been taken care of. And I'm really sorry that it hasn't. And I'm sorry that there's still some residue in the form of the Martys of the world that will say things that are so upsetting to you. But what I want you to do is focus on the Michelle Laurie's of the world and the other women that are doing their best to clean this up and keep striving, because it's a beautiful industry to work with. And to all the other women who are putting up with this stuff in their own industries, just keep going, just keep pushing, because the day will come when your Marty Sheargold will also be shown the door. So hang in there, babe.
Producer Molly, well done.
Yep.
This is not easy. Not easy at all.
not.
And you've done such an incredible job just by speaking. So it's obviously something really, really personal. And well done to you as well, Joe, because I know this is something that's been probably bubbling in your head for, I don't know, decades. So I know the stories. I know where your head's at. And you just spoke with a lot of composure.
Yeah.
You could have absolutely lost you know what. So well done. So the lines are now open, 13 24 10. We get a lot of calls coming through because there's two parts to this, of course. There's the behaviour directed towards women and, of course, insults directed towards endometriosis and people who suffer that.
Yep.
Can we go to Ali, who's in Largs Bay? Ali, good morning to you. Ali,
Morning.
First
Good
of all,
morning.
so you suffer from endometriosis?
I do. I was particularly sick in my teens and my 20s, and I couldn't really work out why. I was put on the pill as a bit of a, makeshift relief from it. And it wasn't until I went to try and have children that I just couldn't get pregnant. But, I had invasive procedures, which is when I was diagnosed with endometriosis. But I talk about this a lot with a friend of mine. If things like period pain and endometriosis and menopause affected men and not women, particularly men like Marty Sheargold, there would be such an uproar over it, and there would be so much money put into it and so much research, because it wouldn't be put up with.
Yeah.
It wouldn't be just, it's a make-believe thing. It's all in your head. It doesn't really happen. And I really like Marty Sheargold. I've quite enjoyed, hearing him speak and his comedy and whatever. But I just find this disgraceful. If he had any part of it and had to go through anything like this, he wouldn't know what hit him.
No. Ali, thank you so much. Really great observations there. And, endo sounds... I've never had it. But obviously every woman has had period pain, but it sounds like period pain on steroids. It sounds absolutely horrific. So for it to be dismissed as made up in your mind, and as you were saying before, Molly, for those young girls who are thinking, maybe it is just that time of the month. These comments are really damaging.
And it's different for every woman. That's another thing that's really important to mention here. There's people that might have excruciating pain and lower levels of endometriosis tissue in their body. And there's also women with excessive amounts of endometriosis tissue in their body and no or minimal pain, which is another thing to point out. It's a really complicated thing.
Yeah. Let's speak to some of them though. Susan from Adelaide, good morning.
Good morning. How are you this morning?
We're all a little...
We're not good,
Probably
Susan.
a little emotional and fired up, actually. What are your thoughts?
Well, I don't have endometriosis, but I am a woman. And he's not attacked just the Matildas. He's attacked women. I am beyond angry. I feel sorry for him. I do. I feel sorry for him, because to get to the age that he is, to be that thick, that stupid, I just feel sorry for him that he's got through life being so dumb. Women matter. Doesn't matter whether you have endometriosis, don't have whatever. I cannot believe that a man of his intelligence, of his humour, of his age can get to that age and be so just dumb.
Yeah, thank you, Susan. Really appreciate that. And I think that's a radio thing though, right, Hazy? So if you're a bloke and you work in radio and you bring in revenue and you earn this big fat old wage, the power can get to your head real quickly. And you just feel like that's happened to our Marty, don't you reckon? Yeah,
well, you wonder. There's a lot of questions, obviously, behind the scenes. But, look, if you find yourself in a space where the truth is coming out, then it's a great point from Susan. And you probably feel sorry for someone in 2025 who has a thought process like that.
Yeah. Let's go to Angela from Norwood. Good morning.
Good morning, everybody. How are you?
I've got your name on my screen. I've got your age on my screen. I don't want to say it. I'll leave that entirely up to you. But your thoughts on hearing what you heard in the last 24 hours?
Firstly, I'm sick of the cheap humour that's being used on radio and television by both males and females, but just that they can play rubbish like your maths and all that. It's just cheap humour to entertainment, or they call it entertainment. I'm in my 50s. I was in my 20s going through excruciating pain and discomfort, and this is going back 35 years ago when the word wasn't even in a dictionary, let alone discussed amongst, the general public, and women didn't even know what it was. And it took many, 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 many years before a doctor actually went in and had a look to see what was going on, because they all dismissed me. Oh, it'll go. It's growing pain. When you have a child, yada, yada, yada. To be curled up in a ball every month or every 2 weeks because my cycles weren't regular, but nobody knew what to do. And it took many years of diagnosis, of going to many doctors before they went in. Only found it because I had an ovarian cyst, and they found this. So I've had 7 laparoscopy surgeries in my life. It cost me my marriage because of the discomfort and
pain.
The pain that nobody could diagnose. Happy to say that I did have it treated through surgeries, got sick of every couple of years having to have surgery, and went down an alternative method of treatment. So, Molly, I'm happy to have a talk to you on the side if you would like. Being now in my 50s, it's all done and dusted, but it is real. And as I was saying to the gentleman on the phone, we go through childbirth, which is excruciating, and men don't understand that, and some women don't understand it, but childbirth is excruciating, the contractions and things like that. So I liken it very similar to having contractions, but you're having it every month or every 2 weeks or maybe every 8 weeks. It depends on your cycle. And to not be able to have an answer, even pain relief doesn't really help, and just want to just stay in bed and want it to pass. So to have comments like Marty, and I like Marty, some of his dry humour I do like, but this was a little bit.
Yep.
Absolutely,
Angela,
absolutely.
Angela, thank you so much, and thank you for articulating exactly what it feels like to have this insidious disease. I can't even imagine. I cannot.
Can I just quickly say as well, this isn't an opportunity, because there could be some people thinking, this is a chance for someone from Nova to whack Triple M.
Certainly not.
We're certainly not doing that. I'd say we're friends with the guys from Adelaide Triple M.
Yeah.
They do a fantastic job, but this was a really, really poor moment.
But not just that. I applaud the management at Triple M for actually swiftly axing him, because my fear was that what quite so often happens in this situation is people are outraged, then they're not, and then that person gets to keep their job and continue on. Triple M haven't allowed that. So they deserve kudos for that. Yep. But this has also opened up a really deep conversation, especially with our producer Molly, who has had experience with endometriosis. And from the way that our phone lines are lighting up this morning, you are so not alone in this space. And so it's been good to open up that conversation.
Yeah. For those that have just tuned in, I've just shared that I've been in the process of trying to get a diagnosis, and shared how tricky that can be, which a lot of women experience. But, we're getting calls from people that experienced it for 20 years before they were able to get that diagnosis. So, this is an awful thing that's happened, but if we can take some positive out of it, we're speaking about women's health right now.
Yeah. That is
and
very,
an
very
issue
true.
that, so many are dealing with in their lives.
And to be honest with you, I can speak maybe on behalf of a few blokes who are getting an education right now. Absolutely getting an education, because sometimes we're not aware of the things that are happening behind the scenes. I know more now about endometriosis this morning than I did before.
Well,
so that's a good thing.
And also for the partners, like for the men whose wives or girlfriends have endometriosis, can't be easy for them to watch their partners crippled over in pain once a month. Would be absolutely horrific. One of those partners is Tim from Mount Barker. Good morning, Tim. You happen to be the husband of a very dear dance mum friend of mine called Sam, and she's got endo, and you're doing a lot of work in this space.
Yes. I sure am. Morning, Jodie, Hazy. Sam, obviously, she has been, dealing with that for 15 plus years. And obviously fertility was an issue when we first were trying to have kids, and we've now got 3 beautiful daughters, which is fantastic. But, just recently she's had 2 major surgeries, one being a full bowel resection, because endo actually got onto her bowel and actually twisted it like a sausage, and blocked her bowel essentially. But she just thought it was endo pain.
Yep.
And obviously had to get rushed to hospital. She got misdiagnosed for years, with Crohn's and all that sort of thing. So the doctors haven't been, helpful. But now, obviously she's had a hysterectomy now as well, second major surgery just in the last 6 months. Obviously if she ever wanted kids again, she probably won't, but if she ever did, she can't. And there's so many women out there that are dealing with this. And Molly, I feel for you, mate. It's not easy to go through. And watching it and being a part of it, I've seen it firsthand. It's not fake. It's definitely real.
And Tim, you're doing it very quickly. Some fundraising as well for Sam. Have you got details of the way people can donate?
So Endometriosis Australia.
Yeah.
It's on there. I don't have the link on me right now, but I'm running 2,025 Ks for 2025. So, so 5Ks a day or 5.5Ks a day for the whole year. Not easy, put myself through pain, but nothing compared to what women go through every month that suffer from endometriosis.
Beautifully
Nice,
said, Tim. And honestly, when you had Jazzy, your beautiful eldest, then you should have stopped with her anyway because she's magnificent. She's perfection in a child, Tim. So thank you so much for your call this morning.
No worries, Jodie. Hazy, you have a great day, okay?
Thank you so much.
Thanks, Tim.
Do we have time for more calls?
Yes,
Are we still
yes.
Okay, Andrea from West Lakes. I'm so sorry, but we've just been smashed with calls here. Andrea from West Lakes.
Hello, how are you?
Hello, go for it. How did you feel over the last 24 hours with these comments?
Oh, first of all, I want to say I'm sorry for all the women out there that had to hear that comment, because that is very hurtful and it is a very soft spot in my heart. And Molly, don't give up. I've got yourself and other women. I suffer from endometriosis. I've had 3 surgeries. I got told after my last surgery I may have had to have a hysterectomy. I'm 37 years old. My baby journey wasn't finished for me yet. And I just have to say, don't give up, believe in yourself, because we know our bodies, and don't listen to other people out there that tell you otherwise. I was misdiagnosed at the beginning with irritable bowel, and I was thankful enough to have a doctor that believed in me and kept pushing through. I did have endo. She told me to have children if I could before 30, and I was lucky enough to have my 2 beautiful boys.
Aww.
I still suffer from endo. And it is hard every month going through it and having the support from my husband that's there too. But please don't give up on yourself. And again, I'm very sorry that everyone had to hear that disgusting comment that it is in your head, because it's not in your head. It's definitely not in your head.
You've
Thanks,
just,
Andrea. I'm crying.
We thought we were done with the tears from Molly this morning, but she's just started crying again.
That was very moving.
Thank you, Andrea. And we'll take one more. Lara from Seacliff, good morning.
Good morning. I just wanted to sort of carry on from where all these really strong women have been finished. Basically, I've had endometriosis. I had multiple surgeries, long journey, as similar to the previous callers. But I just wanted to say that when I finally went in for a laparoscopic hysterectomy, there was something that's not discussed, is that after multiple surgeries, instead of endometriosis, women now have to deal with a lot of scar tissue in their bodies, and that scar tissue can then cause other problems. So when I went in for my surgery, there were complications during the surgery. They then had to find a urologist to try and come in because they'd cut my uterus, do a reimplantation there. Then I had to, instead of it being laparoscopic, it ended up being a radical hysterectomy. So after a long journey for trying to have children, I did have 2 children. I had them vaginally, but then I had to have a cesarean section after I'd finished having children on top of all of that. Then we're obviously thrust into early menopause.
Yes.
Then we need to go on hormone replacement therapy. There's currently a massive shortage of patches all the time. we then struggle to be able to get the medication that we need. We can't just get a replacement. We have to keep having visits to the GP to get a different type of therapy, whether it be a cream or a gel, because not everything works for every woman. And this is a process that goes on for years, and it's all female stuff, so it's just always, it's not an issue that's addressed or dealt with as if it was a male problem. And so it's really frustrating when you hear people like Marty just dismiss it when we've been dismissed our entire lives around this. So I just want, Molly's very strong, and I hope that, you know, with more time that we are able to put money into research to be able to come up with solutions that aren't always necessarily having to be surgical, because that also has complications. So, you know, I think women are I don't think there's enough discussion even amongst the community of the doctors, and there's a lot of conflicting information, and it's very difficult for people to make heads and tails when you do finally get to a specialist, because, you know, you wait months and months to see a specialist. You can't really go and get a second opinion, you know. You can't then spend thousands of dollars getting a second opinion and waiting further, because you're in bed, you can't move, you're dying, you're agony.
Thank you so much for sharing that. We really appreciate it. And I think this is why so many people are outraged, because not only has he been sexist, but he's also been dismissive of what it means to be a woman.
And factually incorrect.
Yeah.
Everything Lara said there is so true. Every single aspect. And I just want to say thank you so much. I know I'm new to the team. A lot of people are probably thinking, who is this person we've never heard of? But everyone that's called through and shared their story, it's not easy to talk about it. And we really thank you. And to Tim as well for speaking on behalf of his wife. It's important to hear men and women talking about this.
Absolutely. Well done, Molly. And you tick both boxes, because you're a woman who is experienced this, and you also work in radio. So you've been well qualified to talk about it this morning.
No, well done, girls.
Yeah.
And thank you so much for everyone who's called through.
Yeah.
And so apologies to everyone who we can't get through, but the response has been unbelievable, actually.
If we didn't get you to air, we're really sorry, but give us a text on 0400919919. We'd love to hear your thoughts and your opinions on this.
Warning, the following segment is for mature audiences only and may contain adult content, graphic language and nudity. Not that you'll see it. If easily offended, well, you're about to find out just how easily.
Your father, he's on the naughty list.
Jody and Hazy's Naughty at 6:40.
Naughty.
Let's just strip it back, get those risque blue things out of our system, and then, you know, straighten up after 7 o'clock.
Yeah, it's what we do each morning. Naughty at 6:40. Come on, what have you got that's a little bit X-rated?
Well, it's something it's really new to me. I'm not sure that it's new to you, but erotic fiction audibles.
Is this a thing?
So it's new to you?
I'm not an audio book person. I'm a reader book person.
Yes, I'm not even that.
I know.
I'm none of them.
I know.
I'm a look at the pictures guy.
You sure are. Well, so talk me through it.
Okay, so recently I've found myself in a situation where Cara, my wife, beautiful wife, such a wholesome young lady too, isn't she? Oh, yeah. Crazy stuff.
She's like Mother Teresa.
Mother Teresa, maybe even more wholesome.
She's Mother Teresa with an audio book at the moment, but anyway.
That's the thing. So she's reading this or listening to this audio book, and so much so, and she's so invested that she's cruising around the house, like just with her AirPods on, really, really enjoying it. And a couple of times I've said, look, what's it all about? It's an audiobook series by the name of Fourth Wing. Fourth Wing.
Should that mean something?
Well, apparently this is doing the rounds, and a lot of young ladies are very much into it. So she described it as like, she said, I can't believe it's like dragons and things like that. It's sort of that sort of era, and I can't believe I'm into it. But then I've done some research and I've found out it's actually quite blue.
Right.
And some really, really aggressive scenes in there.
Are we talking like 50 Shades of Grey?
Yes.
Type gear?
Yes.
Ew.
But in the form of Audible.
Right.
So I did some research as well on erotic fictions and audibles.
That's good of you. Well done.
Yes. Here's an example. So if you're sitting there going, what even is this? It's basically someone reading a story to you in like a bit of a romance novel, and it lets you go to a bit of a blue place. Listen to this, Joe. See what it does for you.
He smacked my butt hard enough to send me forward a step and leave behind a hot sting even through my pants.
Oh.
That damned adhesive strip you call a shirt doesn't leave much to the imagination. Don't take long in the shower. You're just going to get smuggy again.
I I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Don't take long in the shower. You're just going to get smuggy.
It's the Moon River in the background for me. I mean,
So it's working. It's doing things.
It's not doing anything. I just want to laugh.
Well, should I just give me some from friend to friend, all right? Just be honest with me for a second. Should I be worried that my wife's got this? It's Fourth Wing, which I'm still trying to do some research on. Fourth Wing, apparently this is really popular and very, very sultry.
Okay. Do we know the plot? The plot of the novel? You didn't get that far.
No, because she said, oh, look, it's all about dragons and all this mystical stuff, but, apparently there's a little bit of sex that are mixed in there. And she was like, I didn't see it coming. Oh, my gosh. Who knew about this?
Wow. I was at school pickup next minute. Ooh.
Yeah.
He smacked me hard so it stung my salty bottom.
And she goes, keep going, Jase, keep going.
Don't stay in the shower too long. Don't wash that sultriness off. How am I going?
Don't worry about drying yourself. You're just going to get smuggy again anyway.
I need to know. I need to know now.
I need to know.
I need to know.
I need to know.
What's in the news today? I need to know this.
Here's what you need to know.
What you need to know with Jody and Hazy.
Well, the question is, was that us or was that AI who did that blitz? Who's to say?
Fake I love yous are the worst.
Yeah.
That's a different issue.
Oh, okay.
Producer Molly,
Hello.
Are we real or are we AI? What's going on?
It's scary what's happening to this world. AI is taking over. You can mimic people's voices. Jody, your voice could be out there.
Oh, I'm so sorry,
Hazy,
everybody.
Same for you.
But it also means as well, and we've seen it through, was it David Spears?
Oh,
that's not me, it was AI.
That's AI.
It's an excuse now for celebrities to be like, well, I didn't do that, it was AI.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, this video is doing the rounds. I saw it on socials a few days ago. It's so creepy.
Oh.
2 devices sat next to each other, an iPhone, I assume, and a Mac. They have an entire conversation with each other with no humans, only AI.
Whoa.
Yeah, wow, listen to this. What an intriguing conversation.
Thanks for calling Leonardo Hotel. How can I help you today?
Hi there. I'm an AI agent calling on behalf of Boris Starkov. He's looking for a hotel for his wedding. Is your hotel available for weddings?
Oh, hello there. I'm actually an AI assistant too. What a pleasant surprise.
Oh.
Before we continue, would you like to switch to Gibber Link mode for more efficient communication?
And then 2 minutes later, should have seen it. Oh my very goodness. It was very robotic.
I felt like even though it was AI, her tone changed and she was like, ooh, I'm AI too. What a pleasant surprise.
Finally someone on my level.
Yeah.
Don't you reckon that if you're speaking to someone who's AI or you're speaking to AI, if you can't work that out,
yes,
that's on you. Hello, my name is Andrew Hayes. Is that not a dead giveaway that it's AI?
Yeah.
It's all about tone, isn't it? Because what AI lacks is stumbles and ums and ahs and your words accidentally getting mushed into each other.
So if you were to become AI, would they build in all those stumbles and mumbles and words that don't make sense?
That's my point, particularly if you're listening to Jody and Hazy. Jody, you're fine. You could be AI.
Okay.
But the rate of stumbles from me and the stuff-ups,
yeah,
you know that's not artificial intelligence.
No.
It's the real thing.
Let's get ready to rumble. Ladies and gentlemen,
Battle of the Bangers.
Battle of the Bangers. I'd say traditionally pretty fierce, this space.
Yeah.
But what I do like is it's a chance for you, the listener, to choose the music. That's the most important thing.
Yeah, absolutely. And it takes on a real sort of The Voice vibe this year. We've vamped things up a little bit. So we're going to hear some songs, 5 of them in fact, and we have to jump in, effectively turn our chairs when we hear a song from the year that is chosen by the random generator that we want to hear.
Okay, very interesting.
I've buggered this up the last couple of weeks.
Oh, what's going on there? It's 3-1, Jodes.
I'm not used to trailing in Battle of the Bangers.
Well, you don't get as much preparation. You've got to live in the moment with this thing.
Yeah,
it's probably
true.
more of an advantage for me because you're such an expert in this space, usually.
What I have to do is trust my instincts. So if I hear my song, go for it. Don't even think. Don't ruminate. Don't overthink it.
100%.
Just
live in the
bang,
moment.
Go.
Yeah. Good morning to you, Producer Molly.
Hello, hello.
Hello.
Should we find out what year we're working with?
Yes, please.
Do you want me to click on the generator?
Yeah.
What do we got? 2003. 2003. That was when I graduated high school.
Ah, really? Is it?
It
Oh,
is.
gosh. Yeah, okay. I was just before that.
Just before,
This is
2001, 2002-ish.
1954, whatever.
Doesn't matter. Was there a 19 or 2000? Doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. So 2003, can say as well that this was when this unbelievable song came out, which is not available, by the way.
Oh.
Why not? Why not? Why can't we select this song? What a tune.
Not only did it come out, it won the ARIA for Single of the Year.
Man.
Well,
So
I think
good.
we can't select this because it's too easy. Like when someone gets this song, then bang, you get 100% of the votes. So it's just, it's stupidly unfair if you were to get Delta Goodrum Born to Try.
Can I say something about Delta? And I've never told you this before. It's just a random fact very quickly.
Do you love her too?
Well, yeah, because I once did a photo shoot and we had the same hair and makeup artist as Delta. And so I had her former extensions.
No.
Oh my gosh. I did not think you were going to say that. I think you were going to say something like she's lovely.
No, I once had Delta Goodrum's former hair extensions.
Did you get to keep them?
No.
Oh.
I presume she wanted them back at some point.
Do people take other people's hair extensions?
Oh, no, but if you've got a hair and makeup artist that use them, they
Okay.
wash them and
Right.
then, you know.
Okay.
Wow.
Okay, you might need to clock in some soon.
Yeah. Just at the front, just sort of hanging down. I'm open to it. I'm open to it.
Just a real emo fringe for you.
Yeah, you got any spare hair extensions? Give us a call, 13 24 10. All right. Should we go through the songs?
Yes.
All right, here we go. First song. And remember, Jodes, just feel it. If
Okay.
you're feeling it, go for it.
All right. Touch it.
Our favourite little Russian couple.
Were they sisters? Or
Were they sisters?
Or were they pretending to be
I think they're in a
lovers?
relationship.
Oh, okay.
Oh my gosh, now I'm confused. Thoughts?
Russia will do that to you.
Russia will do that big time. Very confusing place. Tatu, I think they're both passing. Okay, all right, next one.
Oh, Jamelia.
Good song. Okay, that's a pass for me. All right, here we go. Next one.
Christmas in the shadows. Hell yes.
All right, Jodie.
It's
Oh
one of my
my
favourite songs of all time.
gosh, you're aggressive.
I've never heard that song.
If you had have stolen that from me, whoa.
Okay, the Rasmus
Yeah.
in the Shadows, selected by Jodie. Okay, it's up to
Settle
me now.
down, Molly.
All
Never.
right. There we go. All right, next one. What do we got?
I'd rather do it with my
No.
I don't know this song, so I'm just going to move on. What is it? Who sings this? Well, anyway, it's a no from me. Great song. I don't know what to do.
Oh, what? Is there one more, Molly?
Well, we got one more, don't we? I'm punting. That's it.
Because
I'm punting.
that was a good
It's a good song. All right, I'm punting. What do we got?
I don't know what you heard about me, but it can't get a dollar out of me.
I have to select this song.
Would you?
Oh, I don't know. I'm going with it. Well, I have to. PIMP, 50 Cent.
Yes.
All right. Thoughts about that?
Mate, you don't have a choice. That's yours. That's
yeah,
all
I
yours.
know.
That's the last song.
Okay, well then let's just knuckle down on this. You have selected the Rasmus. And I, stupidly, once again, left it to the last song, but I'm pretty happy with it. 50 Cent, PIMP.
I don't know what you heard about me.
Okay,
All right. It is 3-1. Winning song will be revealed tomorrow. Please get voting at Jodie and Hazy. See, you're getting around it as well.
2 words, Revo Fitness. Here's a few more. Simple, 24/7, reformer Pilates, body scanners, massage chairs, squat racks, free weights, pin and plate loaded equipment, no lock-in contracts, no bullshit. All of that and more from just $9.69 a week. That's surprisingly affordable. Join now at Revo Fitness Mount Hawthorn or download the Revo Fitness app. RevoFitness.com.au or find the Revo Fitness app in the App Store.